Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to my video, and today we will be once again taking on Pure Fiction, and then this time we will be focusing a little bit on our brand new Aventurine. We do have him built kind of as a hybrid between a sub-DPS and also an acheron support, so we do have him on 2-piece defense, 2-piece follow-up attack, and then, but he is on the trend of the universal marker Lightcon to give our acheron some stacks, because that's the good pair of synergy between them. When looking at the stats, we do have 3.7k defense, which will later translate into about 60-something crit rate in total, and then 93 crit damage, so, you know, it's an okay build, it's nothing crazy, you know, easily beatable, so you can say this is a pretty relatable Aventurine when it comes to damage. I'm sure many people's Aventurine will be able to do way more damage than mine will be able to. Now, what you guys will realize is that, you know, we have attempted this before. This is my second time shooting this intro. In the first instance, we tried doing a Jingliu team on the first half, but I decided that just wasn't working. So instead, what I've come up with is this. We have, on paper, a really weird Blade team with the Himeko and Herta core. Basically, the logic here is Blade is here to break a lot of wind weakness, since he is good at that, and there's a lot of wind weakness here, which will then give stacks to our Himeko. Our Himeko breaks, gives... and then Herta breaks for Himeko. Himeko brings them down to half HP for Herta. You guys know how this team works. And then Asta is here to support both of these guys, and also to break a little bit of wind weakness whilst being entirely SP positive herself. So we can just spam skill on these two, and then whenever we need to on Blade. So that's kind of the logic behind this team. And then on the second half, I mean, it's an acheron dot team. You know how this works. This seems great in Pure Fiction. So yeah, when it comes to these, we are giving ourselves energy on this half, since we are going to be triggering our follow-up attacks, and it will be nice to get more energy. And then here we will be going for the damage boost. So yeah, that's how we are going to be building our two teams, and without further ado, let's get right into it. Alright, and here we are in the first half. Now, obviously we are going to use Herta's technique into Himeko's into Blades to give him a little extra stack and for a little bit of weakness break. But okay. Now, our main emphasis here is to make sure that we take as little damage as possible, because we don't have a sustain. The only character here who can heal himself is Blade, so if someone's gonna get hit, I want it to be Blade. And if we take too much damage on our other units, we are gonna have to retry, which I really don't feel like doing. Okay, the good news is both our Himeko and Herta hit for over 40k, which, you know, pretty good damage. I'll take it. Okay, he hits Blade now, which is nice. And Blade hits for 55k, so, you know, very useful. The little whimsicality effect, whatever it's called, also very helpful here. We are actually off to a pretty good start, nearly 70k on the Herta ult there. How much on the Himeko ult? Let's see. 54k. Okay, nice. Yeah, okay, this is a really good start for us. I have never had a start like this before. This is actually my first time building Himeko. I built Himeko just for this Pure Fiction, basically. Also, obviously, Asta's ult with the speed up will let us forward our actions a little bit. I can't lie, I'm not entirely certain on when to use it most of the time, so I just use it whenever I feel like it. Well, unfortunately, our Blade had a bit less than half HP, so he healed instead, which is a shame. I would have preferred it if it had reduced its HP a little bit, so that we could have got an extra stack for his follow-up attack, but oh well, it is what it is, and we're off to a pretty decent start here. Now, unfortunately, you know, this guy isn't exactly dead yet, but, you know, that should be no problem for our Blade. That's kind of why he's here. He can finish off waves, destroy weakness, has his own follow-up attack for big damage, so yeah, that's kind of the rationale. Once again, 66k on the ult on Herta, very nice. Okay, yeah, Himeko's ult's hitting for around 40 to 50k ish, 80k on the follow-up. I'll take it. Unfortunately, we don't have our skill here on Herta, but that's nothing too bad. Unfortunately, we don't get any big advances from this Asta ult, but it's fine. Obviously, this is just a really nice thing about Asta E6. You can just run her entirely SP positive, which is very useful at times. Obviously, if we had Rowan May, this team would be better, because then our Blade would also be getting buffed, so his damage would be much bigger than what you see. Our Blade is basically, like, unbuffed completely, because, you know, Asta only gives the... I'm pretty sure she only gives attack percentage, which... Obviously, Blade is a HP scaler, so yeah, that is unfortunate. Although I am hoping to be able to get a Rowan May. I will be wishing for Bootil because first of all, he's just a very good looking character. And second of all, because he will be very useful for the new game mode. And I feel like, you know, if we want to do well in the new game mode, having Bootil would be very useful. And I know that Ruan Mei is a very good teammate for him, so we will be wishing for Ruan Mei. Anyway, all that waffle aside, we will once again be going into an Asta ult, but unfortunately, once again, doesn't do much for us. Hopefully Blades, okay, nice, this will clear this wave, very useful, and now we have a lot of ults here in order to take out this wave. So, you know, let's just start off doing a lot of damage. 88k, 36k, 67, and how much on the himeko ult, and I think we should also get a proc here from, okay, here we go. 72k into 41k into... Dude, this team is just so fun. Like, if I had Ruan Mei for even more buffs, this team would be absolutely insane. Now, I do want to make sure I play this well. I don't want my blade to die by accident. Okay, cool. And we also have another cycle left after this. So we're doing actually really well for ourselves. Like, the Jinglu team couldn't hit over 25k, but we are well on track for over 25k in this run. Like I said, guys, I am so glad that himeko and herta are such a good duo because they are they're basically entirely F2P friendly. You can guarantee yourself a himeko after a while. My himeko is only E0. We will be going through character builds later on at the end of the video, obviously, like always. So if you want to see all my character builds, stick around for that. Our herta is low on HP right now, but I mean, if I'm being honest, I had set a target of 25k because I know our second half can get about 35k points. So I'd say we're pretty safe right now, but you know, it would be nice just to get as much as possible. They did hit our blade, which was quite silly of him, and this will also count towards his stacks, which is very nice. We do only hit 12k, unfortunately, but you know, it's nothing major. Oh, okay, that was the gorilla which hadn't had a turn yet, so actually that's very good for us. We can skill here once again on himeko, get a weakness break on Asta for a himeko stack. And, you know, this team is just so fun just seeing all the follow-up attacks go. Our herta is even lower on HP right now, but that should be fine once again. And we are basically at 30k now, which is, you know, we've done very well for ourselves here. We will just go into another herta ult, which will go into a himeko. You know, I wish himeko's counter had the thing where it could overstack the same as Aventurine's. I think that would make himeko even better, but you know, I guess you can't ask for too much, can't be too greedy. We're already on 32k points, which is honestly, this team is very weird on paper. I mean, first of all, we're using an F2P E0S0 blade, who's completely unbuffed because Asta doesn't buff him. Our himeko and our herta, you know, nothing special about them, but you know what, I will gladly take 33k points. This is the most I've ever gotten on a first half. And now, luckily, we are onto our acheron dot team. Now, the fun part is that we get to use Aventurine's technique and hopefully gamble for the highest roll. Never mind, but yeah, obviously we can only do that 3 times because we want to use Black Swan's Arcana and acheron's technique for 2 extra stacks. Which means that basically, after I basic attack on Black Swan here and follow up Kafka's follow-up attack, then we will already be able to ult. Now I will just skill on Kafka here so we have more progress on the weakness bar. And it's time for big damage. And we do 316k. Very nice. Oh, I should also mention that I did switch the blessing over to, not the blessing, the whimsicality effect, whatever. From the damage buff over to the last one. Honestly, I forget what it does. I just changed that last minute. But yeah, we're off to a pretty decent start here, I would say. Luckily, he is targeting our Aventurine, which is very nice for us. And we make it rain on him. Oh, only 5.2k, which is a bit unfortunate. But, you know, we all saw how our Aventurine is built. It's nothing particularly special. Just gonna ult here on Black Swan just to make sure we get as many stacks here as we can on our acheron ult. I do just want to keep cycling it. Although I feel like if I skill here and then do the follow-up here, that he should die to dot, I believe. Yep, lovely. Which means straight away we can ult here, and we also have max stacks, which is very useful. So we hit for 290k here this time, and we get the blessing, which is very nice. Unfortunately, because of that, that means these guys won't blow up into anyone. It's very unfortunate here that our Kafka does not have her ult. That would have been very useful here. And the annoying thing is that these TVs will sap a lot of our energy. I have actually had runs die here in this instance before if they just start really going off on the whole energy issue, which they unfortunately have, which is really annoying for us. I mean, to be fair, there's actually not a world in which that went worse, but you know, we should be fine either way. Hopefully if okay, I would have liked to have done a little bit more damage on the pufferfish guy, but it should be fine. Yeah, that is cool. Okay, 315k, I will take it gladly, and then luckily these guys exploding will give us more stacks. Although this guy's gonna sap our energy once again, which is really annoying, because if I'm being honest, every turn in this team counts. If we were able to clear this faster, that would actually give us a much better clear for the final wave, but you know, not much we can do about that. Yeah, it would have been very nice if we had Kafka's ult, but it is what it is, I suppose. Yeah, I'm just gonna basic here for SP. Then he will die to dot, luckily, but you know, unfortunate this had to go the way it did. And yeah, we actually don't have many cycles left for this half. Yeah, we really took a lot of time on the second wave because of all the issues with the energy, which is really annoying here. We will go for the weakness break, and actually maybe I should, actually no, I was just basic anyway, it's fine. Okay, if I'm being honest, this is actually a pretty bad clear on this half. We're barely going to get 30k points, which is actually way lower than what I'd normally get. I would normally get around 34 to 35k here. But you know, let's keep on going. We are going to be able to get another acheron ult in. And obviously these guys will also be taking dot damage. So I feel like we will be able to clear this anyway. But you know, an interesting turn of events, if I say so myself. I did not expect this to go so poorly, but like I said, we should be fine either way as long as we kill this guy. Yeah, that's actually quite unlucky, if I say so myself. Okay, that thing explodes. We're on 58k right now. I'm gonna get the defense debuff on this guy because I feel like this guy is gonna die in the first 2 slashes, and I want all... let's see. Never mind, I was wrong. But what do we hit? Okay, we get 61k. Nice, that is lucky. Obviously, we have 3-star now, so we have 12-star this pure fiction, luckily. Although I will say that was a pretty scuffed run, like I said. I would normally hit between 34 to 35k on node 2, so we actually could have got between like 67 to 68k score. I'm sure if I played completely optimally, we could have even got like a 70k, and if my himeko and herta were fully built, which there's a little bit of work to be done on them, but it's not too bad. But like I said, it was good enough in order to get 60k on a not ideal clear. So yeah, if you guys need two good teams for pure fiction, as you can see, just stack a bunch of follow-up attackers, and all obviously acheron's very helpful as well. But you know, if you have any of the other good pure fiction characters, I'm sure this pure fiction isn't too difficult for you. But yeah, that being said, I believe it is time for us now to move on to our character build, so I will see you guys in a second. Alright, so here we are, starting off with our blade for the first half team. A 138 speed, 54 crit, which turns into 70, plus 157 crit damage on a secret vow. We do have a new blade build from the last time we used him. He is basically on the same relic set for the most part. However, we now have him on Ruthless Arena, which actually arguably in the team we just used, E0S0 would have been more useful because the follow-ups would have probably contributed more damage, considering the fact that we're not playing him with Bronya. But, you know, it is what it is. I am not too bothered. We were able to get a good clear either way. And E0, oh, also he is on a HP sphere now instead of a wind damage sphere, which did help us be more tanky in Pure Fiction, obviously with him having to sustain himself and doing so very well. Also, when it comes to our himeko, On 129 speed, 52 crit rate, and 125 crit damage. She is on the new plain ornament set, so that can go up to 160. I'm not sure if E0S0 will be better for her, but this is just what I have her on for the time being. On this brand new F2P Lycon, I actually forgot to get this S5, so my himeko actually could have been doing way more damage than she was. And yeah, her traces are mostly leveled up, not completely, just because, like I said, I am only now starting to build my himeko. And then she is on the follow-up attack Ash Blazing set. When it comes to our herta, who is here, 125 speed, 80 crit rate, which I didn't even realize she was on that much. 124 crit damage, which obviously will go up with the new set as well as her the 4-piece ice set. When it comes to the Lycon, she is actually on Himiko's Lycon, which obviously everyone can get from the Star Glitter store. I'm sure everyone has enough Star Glitter by now. I mean, I'm on 1.4k, I would show, but you know, that's just too much effort. But yeah, that's our herta. Obviously, she is E6 as well. You know, normally I would have her built on attack boots if I was playing her with Jingliu, but I have her on speed instead, just because we want her to go more often in this team. And then our Asta, you know, just a sort of regular Asta build, 2-piece HP, 2-piece speed, just so that she can tank. On effect res, Trace is mostly leveled up. Talent obviously being the most important, because that's what gives everyone the attack buff. And Memories of the Past to make sure she can get her ult a little bit more often. And then she is level 70 because I was too lazy to level her up to 80. Anyway, when it comes to the acheron team, which conveniently is basically just right here, acheron's on 116 speed for basically 50 crit rate, but this does go up by 12% because of this set. So that's like 62 crit rate to 175 crit damage, along with Good Night Sleep Well, E0S0. Talents mostly leveled up. On the debuff set, just because obviously we have a lot of debuffs and we are playing with her. And also E0, obviously. Black Swan, similar thing, E0, 1 phase 6 speed, just to make sure she can go often. Is on, there it is, 108 effect hit rate, mostly thanks to the Eyes of the Prey Lycon. Trace is fully leveled up, you know, on the dot set, full attack. And like I said, E0, very similar build on Kafka, also on Eyes of the Prey, because Black Swan stole her Good Night Sleep Well. 1 phase full speed, just so that she goes just after Black Swan. She does have like the 22% HP, which she does need. Traces are mostly leveled up. I did end up getting a little bit lazy, and I need more of the Tracks of Destiny, so I'm just trying to stockpile a bit before I invest more into my Kafka. Once again, on the dot set and E0, and when it comes to our Aventurine, we did kind of show him off, but yeah, he will go up to like 60 crit rate, 93 crit damage. Obviously, could do a bit more damage if I gave him more defense using this Lycon, but you know, that was just so that he could get some stacks for our acheron, so you know, not all that bothered. When it comes to his traces, once they are fully leveled up other than his basic attack, and then like I said, 2-piece defense, 2-piece follow-up, just so that we have a good mix of substats. I know his build could be much better. Also, he is on E0S0 for the more follow-up attack damage. I know his build could be better, but you know, like I said, don't want to invest too much into a sub-DPS build when, you know, he already gets the job done, and so do all of our other characters. But yeah, that's it for today's video. Like I said, basically for the F2P E0S0 run, much to be improved on, so if I can do it, I'm sure anyone else can. But yeah, hopefully you guys enjoy this video, and hopefully I will see you guys next time. See ya!